you? Welcome back to the Shadaloo tournament to determine who is the world's greatest warrior. No, I'm kidding.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
No, you're not.
You know what?
No, you're not.
Anyhow, welcome to the David Deacon Jones, Howie Long, Jonathan Ogden, and the mean Joe Green 75th edition of The Other Side of the Ball, live here at World Headquarters. I'm Ryu and Ken Masters. No, I'm kidding. Double A on the house, and Chris, seems like we're doing Saturday on a Wednesday.
It does feel like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, just a smidge.
Yeah. Although we're going to be talking A7. We're not going to be talking all sports.
No.
So
save that for Saturday at 5 p.m., by the way. Same bad time, same bad channel. But we do have a special guest panelist in the building. He just arrived. Looked like he just woke up, but wearing that doggone Dodger hat. I need to take that crap off, dude. Anyhow, our good buddy, Mr. Daniel Packer, is joining us as a special guest. Welcome back, sir.
Thank
How are
you
you?
for having me. Appreciate being here.
you got to get comfortable, man.
Oh,
You
I'm
gotta
good.
get comfortable.
You sure?
Hey,
Sure?
I'm good.
Okay.
I just got off of work.
Okay.
I was at the shop all day.
By the way, if you need stuff done to your car,
Please come
Please.
talk to me.
yes. So if you want to shut out your business, go ahead.
Yeah,
D.
definitely. Y'all look up TJ Designs. It's my cousin's business. I pretty much go up there and work for him, work with him, whatever. We'll get your car done, custom work, brake jobs, whatever, paint, whatever. Come holler at me.
So there you go. You need some stuff done to your car. You want designs? There you go. There's your guy. Anyhow, we have 3 guests coming on. One via on Skype, but that's coming up a little bit later. But right now, joining us first is she only gave birth to the executive producer of this program, and he's the owner of this division. And she's running for the city council. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Catherine Duncan has joined us on the other side of the ball. Miss Duncan, thank you for the time and welcome to the show.
Oh, well, thank you for having me.
So
Don't be nervous. Relax. It's not that bad.
Right.
I promise.
So obviously you have a lot of interest, being that your son is works very hard to do what he does to make this division go. So just tell us about, from the outside as a parent, just how proud you are of your son.
Well, he's always getting into things that I don't understand. So when he asked me to help him with the A7FL, like, oh, how many innings are there in the game? He goes, Mom, you stay home. So I never have understood football. I always thought it was, just so hard to look at because so much, opportunity for children to get hurt, I thought. So I tried to steer my children into every other sport but football. So I tried karate, basketball, swimming, but no matter what I did, they ended up not only playing football, but owning football leagues. So I'm stuck.
I think it's funny because she says she never wanted to play football, yet that's where I met Derek. And then Jalil's where we started playing football together too. So I think that's kind of funny. But you know what? They're going to do what they're going to do.
Something involving the Pigskin can just happen to just bring people together, but that's
Yes,
just how it is.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
So, I mean, you having 2 sons that have played football, what's it like being the parent watching from the stands?
Well, I try not to look. And Jalil will tell you, when he was playing for UNLV, he hit someone, and I ran down. I was like, look what you've done to that poor child. He goes, Mom, he's wearing the same pads I'm wearing. Oh, you hurt that child. You hurt somebody's child. I don't know. So they kept me away. They try to keep me away. Mm-hmm.
That's a good story. That's a real good
It's the
story.
truth.
Chris, anything with that, Miss Duncan?
Well, I just think it's funny because the first year we played,
Uh-huh.
we were sitting out front, and I don't know if she'll remember this, but we were sitting out front, and we heard the crowd kind of go wild, and she looked over at the field, and she's like, no, I'm not going to look. I'm not going to look. I'm not going to look. And I'm like, it's really not that bad. I mean, it's not the same as the NFL. But my question is, city council,
Mm.
what made you decide to run for city council?
Well, I guess you could say I've had enough.
It's a good reason.
And I'm also running because I plan to win.
You know what? I have yet to meet anybody from your family that does anything without planning to win. And that's just being honest. I mean, there's a reason, there's a rationale why Derek and I have come together for so much. And, you know, I appreciate him for everything he's done. But when he called me and said, hey, thinking about doing this thing with this company, you might have heard of it, might not have, A7FL. I was like, oh yeah, I kind of remember seeing something about that on YouTube. And he goes, okay, same thing. They're going to call you. I said, okay, no problem. No problem. And I left off the guy, I think it was Shenner that I was talking to. And at the end, he says, so is there anything else that you would like to add? I said, yeah, you'd be stupid not to do it with Derek. I said, plus he's got plenty of people backing him, myself included. So, I mean, you running for city council, whatever you need from me, I got you.
Let me just tell you that my children think that I'm Superwoman. When Jaleel was the one who had me painting sidewalk stripes in front of the schools when he was going to school, there had to be crosswalks in certain areas. So he took me to city council and made me lobby for new sidewalks, those kind of things. So Derek called me one day. He goes, Mom, I need a football stadium. I go, okay, when? So the only way I'm going to be able to get the stadium for him, I believe, is to work through the politics. So he's one of the reasons that I'm running for city council is so we can get a place where children can play in Las Vegas 24 hours a day, because we don't have that.
Agreed.
And we know with 110-degree weather in the summertime, and there's no place for children to play. And so I really want to help build a place for my children to play, even though they're 46 years old and 20. I don't know how they're almost as old as I am. I better not tell their ages. But and also, I'm so proud of A7FL because I have 4 of the team members living at the Harrison House. And just to see these young men who are at a point in their life where they need to get to the next stage of success, and to be able to bring them into the house and mother them, actually, and give them that extra push that they need to get to the next level, it's humbling for me. And Derek says, I can't feed them, and it's so hard not to feed them. So I do. I make pancakes every Saturday morning, and then, it's my little, and I'll make a big pot of something and then turn my head. But yeah, it's a great opportunity to be a part of their lives. And I feel like I've started over again having children.
Well, we'll I guess my easiest way for me to say this is we'll do a one-off. You make pancakes, I'll come over for the pancakes, and I owe you some more lamb curry. So
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
I haven't forgotten. I'm kind of surprised you did, but I haven't forgotten about that. And I know the last time I brought it over, I apologize I didn't save you any because it went fast. But I will make sure.
I got some.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that
I
I get the next time we make some,
Oh, yeah.
set some aside and make sure to bring it over to you.
I got some.
Okay.
No, I don't miss much food.
Pack, anything you want to ask, Miss Duncan? You got anything you want to?
Nothing I want to ask. I appreciate what she's doing because where the Harrison House is, I grew up right in that neighborhood. I'm on Lake Mead and D.
Oh my.
Yeah,
okay.
I grew up right there, so I appreciate everything you're doing.
So
Well,
Go ahead,
yeah,
Miss Duncan.
so let me just, for those who don't know about Harrison House, it is a historic home. It's listed in the Green Book, which is the Historic Negro Motorist Traveler's Guide, a guide that was produced during segregation. So in Las Vegas's heyday, when famous entertainers like Sammy Davis Jr., Pearl Bailey, Nat King Cole were performing in Las Vegas during that segregationist era, this is one of the homes that they lived in, and it was advertised in the Green Book. So we're proud to have acquired the home. We're in the process of still restoring it, but during the process, we are also housing some A7FL football players. They're not even on the same teams, but they seem to be okay together in the room.
So supposedly, in addition to pancakes, they also like the mashed potatoes, according to one person in the chat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Gotta keep that on the down low, man. Come on,
I'm
don't
not
speak
supposed to be
up.
feeding
We're not
you.
supposed to be feeding y'all.
Well,
Come on, shh.
well, apparently, Jaleel raised his hand when you mentioned the word lamb chops. Apparently, he wants some too.
Curry, lamb
lamb
curry.
curry, I'm sorry.
Lamb
I
curry.
want some lamb chops.
And,
That's
and
all I
we
thought.
need lamb chops, lamb curry, anything lamb, we're good.
Well, the thing about it is, Jaleel had some of my lamb curry too.
Oh, did he?
And it's kind of funny the way it worked out because it was like, okay, bring over mac and cheese and we're going to vote on it. And I wound up with 2 people voting for my lamb curry, even though that wasn't part of the deal.
It wasn't part of the ordeal.
No, it wasn't part of the original arrangement. But anyway, Jaleel, I got you. Anyway, I think the biggest question for me is, what can we do? And I mean this. What can we do to help you out with your run going for city council?
Well, I understand you have over 208 players in Las Vegas.
We do.
I need a lot of doors knocked on and pamphlets hung on them so we could do some canvassing. I also need you guys to arrange a peace bowl so we can talk about violence in the inner city and how it impacts young men of this age group especially, so we can bring our resources to this particular target market. I'm particularly sensitive to young men between the age of like 16 to 30, right in there. There's a lot more resources available at the federal and state levels that's not getting to them. So we need to have like a resource fair, jobs fair. I need to get a high-speed computer into all of their hands so that they can help with the next generation workforce. So yeah, so I got a lot of plans for A7FL.
All right. Real quickly, talk about your early years in Arkansas and Massachusetts, real quick.
Okay. Does a bottle of wine come with this?
It sounds like therapy.
Yeah. Well, you may or no, I was born on a former slave plantation. Okay. And so we lived in a pretty protected society. And so the highlight of my week was the Lawrence Welk Show. The first Black person I saw on TV was Arthur Duncan on the Lawrence Welk Show. I watched things like Leave It to Beaver and Father Knows Best. So
The beef.
Definitely love that movie.
So I grew up milking cows, feeding chickens. We ate off the land. I picked cotton, chopped cotton, grew beans, potatoes, walked to school, lived in a pretty segregated society. And so I got off that planet and onto a new planet when I was at age 14. And I went into a special program for international students because I didn't necessarily speak English. We spoke some dialect that you may have heard, maybe. I said things like yistiddy, and anyone know what that is? Yistiddy? That means yesterday. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that was, okay. So I spoke that language. And so being in the international students program, I was allowed to, I was scholarshiped after my junior high school. So then I ended up in Europe. And so I went all over Europe from age 15. And then after my 16-year-old, I was in Europe again and Africa. And so I grew up pretty fast. I was scholarship to an Ivy League university in Vermont. Of course, I didn't finish there because everybody was on a trust fund and had a car but me and the school. So I came back to Boston State and finally finished up at UNLV. So I've got my master's. I have a bachelor's degree in business administration. I'm working on my master's degree in divinity, because I have learned that a lot of people have gotten their early behavior based on biblical knowledge or their misuse of biblical knowledge. And I've learned that if you learn how to talk to people from the basis, from where they are, they can get kind of better results. So in June, I'll be graduating with that master's degree, and I'll be able to counsel people from a Christian viewpoint.
Congratulations.
Hey, thank you.
So if you are elected into city council, I know one of your plans is to revive the historic west side of town. What's your biggest plan and your goals for the historic west side?
Okay, so one of our major challenges is our environment. And the environment that we are faced with have to do with homelessness, transportation, and poverty. Miseducation. So I have an idea to tackle the homeless situation. I would ask churches to voluntarily open their doors during the week. And any church that would be willing to open their doors, I would cause that church to be funded so that we could provide them janitorial services, maintenance services. We bring in security, and we would bring in social services into those churches so that people could get help getting their identifications, their driver's license, getting them into some kind of system to sort of get them to their next step. So we wouldn't want them to sleep in the churches, but at least have them have a place to go in the daytime where they can get online, get on the internet, and find resources for themselves. And then perhaps while they're in the churches, someone could speak to their hearts, help them whatever their family situation is. We'll find that the homeless people suffer because their family breakdown. That's the major reason behind homelessness, is the breakdown of the human family. So we can start finding ways to restore them to their family, return them to their family, or to help them create better families. That's the type of behavior that I see out there, is misuse of drugs, alcohol, gambling, and sex. And these are deep rooted in dysfunctional families. So that's I would start with eradicating that homeless situation, and then because that not only brings down Ward 5 and the historic West Side, but it's an eyesore on the entire city. So we really, really, really have to deal with our mental health challenges and really take it seriously. And then for education, I think education is more important than food. So if I had a choice between feeding a child and educating a child, I would educate him, because if I can educate him, he will learn to feed himself. So I believe education before food, and I think maybe we're putting too much food into the school system, too much. We're feeding the flesh, but we're not feeding the mind and the spirit. So I would like to have some influence on the public education system, and then also making sure everyone has internet. I'm really concerned about people who don't have connectivity, because our communications is really critical. So I would make sure Internet for All is a federal initiative that I'm really passionate about. And my ward has more interstate highway than any other ward. I've got the Spaghetti Bowl, the I-15, the I-95. I've got all of the interstate freeway in my ward. And so I would have to go with federal agencies that have infrastructure funding that our cities are not necessarily tapping into, to make sure that we can mitigate the negative impact of that highway infrastructure. So those are some of the things that I'm really concerned about.
So I just have one question to follow up on that. What are your thoughts when you hear people like Vivek, who has come out and said that he would like to see the whole thing for schools? So he wants to see from the federal standpoint, that whole thing done away with, and he wants to give the capabilities back to the states, the individual states, for educating our children. What are your thoughts on a move such as that?
I'm not sure I'm up on the whole the issue that you're talking about, but when I talk about education, I still believe in free public education. I'm still concerned that we're using taxpayer funds to fund private schools, and that's a little bit unnerving because it seems to upset the apple cart. So I'm for free public education. So I don't know how that fits into what your narrative is, but I'm for free public education.
Well, no, all he's saying is that the the federal government gets attached to the school districts too easy and allows exactly what you're talking about. What he wants to see, if he was elected president, now I guess maybe vice president, what he would be looking at is doing away with it from the federal side, being able to give that ability back to the states and let them decide on the funds and where the funds would go. In other words, what you're saying would be easier to accomplish, because you wouldn't have to worry so much about the funding coming from the federal government. It'd come from the state government.
Okay, so I believe the federal government does have a role in education because of America's historical miseducation. And so when a state like Florida does not want to teach Black history, I'm very nervous about that. So there's a role for the federal government, but there's also a bigger role for local, because parenting has to be what governs education. So my role would be, as a city councilwoman, I don't have any authority over the public school system, but I can talk about some things that I would like to see in my district. And so I would like for us to see about how we can give power back to the parents. That seems to be the best performing schools are the ones that have the most parental involvement.
Right.
So after school programs, wherever the city and states leave off, parents need to come in and bring in the after school activities like A7FL.
Would
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Well, here's my last question. If they want to read more about your campaign and what you're striving for, is there any place that they can go to get more information about it?
Yes. If they want to find more about me personally, most of the work I've done in the past 5 years have been on the Harrison House. So you can go to the Harrison House website, harrisonhouselv.org. That's where we have our historic site. That's where we're doing community development. We're vastly building these sites now, so because we're getting so much information since Usher just dropped in on us on the Super Bowl. So we've suddenly become famous overnight. I also have a campaign website, katieduncan7777.com.
Well, there you go. She is running for Ward 5 City Council. And also, if you wonder why Derek and Jalora brought up so great, that's the reason why, because of that woman right there.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Catherine Duncan, we appreciate the time, Mama Duncan. Thank you very much. The door is always open for you.
Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to a great season.
Thank you
Thank you.
again.
Thank you.
So, well, some very useful information for those that want to check out what Miss Duncan is running for in Ward 5 City Council. Now, our next question is our guest from around the way, is he ready? While we wait on our next guest, DP, so are you playing in this upcoming season? And do you have a team that you're putting the jersey on for?
I am playing.
Okay.
I went home pretty much.
Oh, he went home. So
So
He wasn't here in the first season.
I want
so he
to
won't
so
know.
enlighten me, good sir.
all right, so I separated my shoulder playing A7.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, first season. Literally the first game.
Yep.
Wow.
And I was with the Insomniacs.
Oh,
Like I started it with them. So
so you're an original Wolfpack.
I'm original,
Okay.
but not them. You get what I'm saying?
With Coach Donnie.
Yeah, I was with
Yeah.
Donnie. So it was easy for me to make my decision because I don't want to go play for nothing. You
Mhm.
get what I'm saying? So it was only two or three teams that I tried. I got a no from the Force, which I wasn't tripping because I don't really care for Mac. So I wasn't mad about that, but I went and tried out for the Insomniacs, and they felt I made a good impression on them, so I'm with them.
All right. He's good to go? All right, so our next guest really, really needs no introduction because if you watched the championship game back on July the 23rd, 2023 in Bullhead City, this young man found the end zone not one, not two, not three, but the man had the golden sombrero, 5 tutties, albeit in a very tough defeat, in a very classic championship game, but he has graced us with his presence all the way from the Sunshine State. Darius Logo Davis is in the building. Logo, how are you, my man?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Appreciate the time. So, just give us the insight of what made you finally to come on our show and bless us with your presence.
I mean, I'm here just to represent Florida, man. I know we don't get enough love, so I just want to bring some attention to the Florida side.
Well, you definitely had a busy weekend back on championship weekend. Obviously, you and the Kings of Florida, which you guys are very, very talented and definitely went home with the bag on Saturday. And then, of course, your tremendous performance in the championship game. So just for people that haven't seen you guys play, just how do you guys adapt the style that you do with the Kings of Florida? And how did you adapt that with the Nightcrawlers this past season?
Uh, I mean, I can't really explain the style. It's so many different styles in of football. I don't know, just put it all together. But mainly just try to put on a show.
Well, you guys
did
definitely
that.
did that for sure.
You did
I
that.
know we definitely aren't the first ones to do it, but I mean, I don't know if they want to say we mastered it or what, but like I say, we always gonna try to put on a show either way.
Well, at times you guys made it so effortless. I mean, we all know
Right.
that Florida has produced some tremendous athletes, and Florida has produced a lot of athletes that have a lot of tremendous speed. And I think,
Chasing
saw-
them chickens. That's why. Country boy.
yeah, well, I mean, we saw firsthand.
Bruh.
We saw firsthand what Florida speed means. But just, I know you got some things going for you. So what's going on with you personally for you this upcoming season?
Say it one more time.
I said, what you got coming for you this upcoming season? Like, what are you looking to work on and enhance to make your craft even more better?
As far as the team, probably physicality.
Mm-hmm.
I think just like you say, with the style we play, I mean, we're a bit physical, but as you can see, the flag kicks in at times, and we just get elusive. But I wanna actually bang with the big boys, and get the big boys to banging a little bit. So I definitely want to bring that aggressive, angry side of Florida out. You know what I'm saying?
So you gonna be back with the Nightcrawlers this year?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Who's out of curiosity, because we've heard obviously a lot of different things going on in Florida. Who is going to be your quarterback this upcoming season?
I mean, like I said, I seen the stories and things like that, but I mean, I don't have any confirmation on anything. So, I mean, until I'm told differently, Nightcrawlers it is.
Now,
Shit,
do
you can
But,
come to Vegas,
but just
bro.
to say, I did quarterback the whole season last season, so except probably 2 playoff games. So, I mean,
well,
it
we
wouldn't
know.
hurt.
Well, we know you can throw the rock. Also, in addition to making one-handed catches, which
Yeah.
seems so effortless, but so
And
are you-
almost one-handed picks.
yeah, that too.
Almost.
Almost. Well, you had that ball. I was on the sidelines. You had
Right.
that ball until you hit the ground.
Yeah. That was actually my first probably real concussion that I know about. Like I said, it was a tough moment. Should have ended the game, but things happen.
Hey, Logo, let me ask you something. What is it
Yes,
going to
sir.
take to get you out in Vegas, bro?
Out in Vegas?
Yeah, not just with the sevens.
I mean, I actually got some things coming where I will be out in Vegas for a while.
So
So,
what's up, man?
hey,
Listen, we got everything you need out here, bro.
Look at
Hey.
look at Patrick
Everything you
being the
need.
salesman.
We can get you in a house. We can get you loans, whatever. I got dogs, cars,
who you playing
whatever.
with? Which team is this?
Insomniacs.
Samyak.
Uh-huh.
Look at Packer trying to make
What-
the
what's
The
recruit.
it gonna
fact
take?
the fact that you got
Talk to
quiet
me.
when he said that
Talk to me.
says
I'll
a
talk
lot.
back. We both lost to them motherfuckers. Shit.
Nah, I got some things going, but we got this pro flag football league going on right now.
Yeah, tell us more
Mhm.
about that.
Yeah, we're actually getting paid, so I'll be out in Vegas for a while. I think it's a big move for flag. Hopefully at some point here in the near future, we can get the same thing going with A7. Who knows?
Man.
Trying to get there now.
Yeah.
Listen,
So
it'll be huge for the sport.
It would be.
so real quick, Lego, give us your football story real quick for those that don't know.
Which part? Where you want me to?
Wherever you
start?
wherever you feel you want to start, bro. It's all floor is yours.
I mean, of course, like everybody, I played football my whole life. I think A7 was easy to adjust to because it's almost like what we call sandlot football.
Mm-hmm.
But I played football my whole life. My mom didn't let me play Little League, but I did play my last year of high school. Ended up going to college. Made all the first teams, all that type of stuff. Right around my draft time, I ended up getting bit by a spider, actually. That really ended my draft. Soon after that, ended up having my son, and that kind of took me away from football. So that's probably the biggest reason I didn't probably blossom or go pro. But football's always been around. as you can see, it's something we've always done and just sort of mastered it.
You know, it's funny because I had I've heard plenty times where people have talked about football players, and they say, "Well, I don't understand how you guys are friends coming from different teams." And the one thing that I try to explain to people that don't know, and you could tell me if you agree with this, but most of these guys nowadays, you play football against one another, and when it's on the field, that's where it's at. But when you get off the field, man, this is like a fraternity. Everybody hangs out together. We watch out for one another, and if there's problems, you know that these guys always got your back.
Right.
So when I see A7 going the way it is, and I for one will give Florida love because I know that there was a lot of and you saw it. You saw a lot of the bashing that went on from the East Coast, and I ain't got no hate for them. You know, I got love for them too. But the fact of the matter is, I also heard the hate that was filled for you guys when you first came into the league. And so when I look at this as a whole, man, I ain't got nothing but love for what you guys did in that championship game. Plus, I watched you guys play against the Watchmen, and what you guys did against the Watchmen was incredible too. So it's all love, man. You know, it doesn't have to be anything but. So watching you guys play that game, I knew when you came out to Vegas for the championship, I knew it was going to be one of those games. I didn't think it was going to be the way it was, but it was a hell of a game. And I think that's one of those games that we could always point to and say, you want to see a hell of a championship game, no matter what league, look at the A7FL and look at the matchup between the Insomniacs and the Nightcrawlers.
So
I got a quick question for you. Who did you pick?
Who did I originally pick?
Yeah, just
Vegas.
curious.
You know, actually, I'll be honest with you. I picked Vegas, but when they asked us, when we were talking about score-wise, I'm like, man, I ain't touching that because I think these two teams can put up hella points, and we don't know which way it's going to go. But if you remember when we were talking about the game, the one thing that I said was that it was going to come down in the fourth quarter, and it was going to be one of those situations where whoever had the ball last was probably going to win the game.
Right.
But again, it's if you didn't fall and concuss yourself, the game was over because, like I said, you had the ball in one hand, and it just, unfortunately, the ground caused the ball to come loose, which is the unfortunate part of football. But what would you say is your natural position? Like, I know you can play multiple, but what is Lugo Davis's go-to position on the gridiron?
Mainly wide receiver, of course. But like you said, I could touch any position. But I'm a natural wide receiver.
So who would you say you pattern your receiver style after from all the film that you've watched over your years playing football? Whose style would you more compare yourself to?
That's tough. I took a lot from a lot of receivers actually. But I'll say this, at the time I was going into the league, just from size, style a little bit, I would say probably Steve Smith.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
That's exactly.
Matter of fact,
I'm not gonna say I'm more explosive, but I think it is just the big playability might be a little different, but I think Steve Smith.
Well, I'll say this: you make a Anquan Boldin. He's got more speed than Anquan Boldin.
I'm talking about the size.
I know the size. Yes, the size of the hands. But I mean,
their whole team was fast. From the linemen.
Again, it's Florida. It's that Florida speed.
Bruh, I seen a lineman move. I said, "Ain't no way." Like, I know I ain't that fast.
What I saw the day before in the flag tournament, what you guys were doing, and I'm just like, they do this on the regular? Like, are you kidding me?
One of them big dudes ran past me. I ain't even chase. I'm like, I'm cool. Not about to embarrass me out here moving that fast.
So,
I'm not supposed to run.
So you definitely made a business decision.
I did.
But do we forget when Q made the pick in the championship game? And I'm like, oh, he's got a 20-yard head start on everybody, and he got walked down.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that told me the speed of your big man. That's ridiculous.
Right.
So we do have a question from one of our subscribers. He wants to know, how did you end up getting the nickname of Logo?
Oh, that's a funny story. I got a lot of nicknames, believe it or not. Logo kind of stuck. Actually, it's two quick parts.
Okay.
Well, one of the parts we get a lot of jerseys made in flag,
Mm-hmm.
and me and two of my teammates, it actually was a mistake on how it came down and how it formed, but they kind of blackened my picture out, and to us it just looked like a logo. So we thought it was funny, and we kind of presented it to the team and put it on the jersey, stuff like that, just being funny, and it actually stuck, and it turned out nice, as you can see. So right after that, we go to a tournament. So this was our first tournament. We normally play sevens. We jumped in an 8-man tournament for $15,000 down in Orlando, I believe. The team name was Dirty South. And just like with this, we ended up winning the game. But through the whole tournament, I was basically terrorizing people. So everybody was picking up and learning our calls. So one of the calls, we were going to throw a jump ball, and the quarterback, me and him just happened to be on the same page, but he just hollered out logo. And to me, of course, I just know the logo. I know it's coming. So it's like every time he called it, I just went up and grabbed it with one hand. Listen, the fans start going crazy. I'm talking about every time they heard him say logo, everybody would run to the end zone to grab their phone.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
So
Damn.
listen, so it's the first time I ever seen it. The refs started penalizing us 15 yards every time they did it. And I've never seen that. They weren't even our fans. It's
Penalizing
just at the tournament.
Penalizing
Yeah,
the
they're
fans of
in-
taking videos of y'all, and y'all got penalized for that.
You're not supposed to be in the end
Penalizing us,
zone.
right?
That's true too.
15 yards every
That's
time.
true, too.
Yeah.
That sound like the refs with me out here.
Every time. So every time they heard logo, everybody grabbed their phones and run to the end zone.
Wow.
So from that point on, it was just kind of, it just had to stick at that point.
Now, do you have your own logo for yourself? Like, have you trademarked a logo for yourself?
Oh, of course. Someday, hopefully, it'll be a logo for football, whether it's A7 or the AFFL or something, anything in flag, just something. But one day it'll be the official logo.
So,
What we're pushing for.
so speaking of the Professional Flag League, when does the season start? And the team that you're playing for, where can they go to look at more information about you and your teammates and the upcoming season?
The season officially starts at the end of April, I believe. I'm pretty sure you can find the information on the website. It's not too much information I can give you at the time, unfortunately, but it's a lot of information and more information to come. But I'm pretty sure most of it can be found on the website.
How long's the season?
Probably about 2 months or so.
That's not too bad.
It's a real quick one.
Now, for those that want to watch, is there what's the media outlets that we can go to watch these games if we want to watch?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't have all
Okay.
the information
Okay.
just yet. A lot of it's just coming.
Okay.
But I know it's in the works for sure. I don't know if it's going to be streamed or televised or what, but I'm pretty sure a lot of it is in the works for sure. But like I said, I don't have too much information just yet, but I'll definitely get that information out for sure.
So 3 years. You got 3 years, and then you're going to have flag football in the Olympics. Is that something that you go for?
Of course, it's on everybody's list. I don't know what they're going to do with it quite honestly yet, as far as whether it's going to be us or Tyreek or whatever, but of course.
I
Zach,
mean,
you got anything?
just think about that for a minute.
Yeah.
Step back and think about that for a minute. Logo playing wide receiver for USA in the Olympics.
In the Summer Games of the Olympiad.
All I can say is I want to hear logo from the quarterback and people running in the end zone take that picture when you're catching them one-handers over people.
Well, they ain't gonna let them get on the field because Olympic
Right, I was gonna say, the
Olympic
Olympics
security
a
is very,
totally
very
different
strict.
game, for sure.
Well, you might have them running around the backside in the.
Well, they are going to be in Los Angeles when this happens, so you never know.
You never know. Never know. It's always a possibility.
But
Always. But it'll definitely be a blessing to be a part of it for sure.
Oh, for sure. I mean, look, man, you got to try it. When you playing for your country, got to go do it at least one time.
At least that's why I say at least once.
Yeah.
It'll be nice. And the first go around to be major as well. So I definitely want to be a part of that. So
Oh,
we'll
definite. Definite. Well, good luck, man. I hope this flag thing goes well for everybody.
For sure.
But I also hope that it allows some of these guys to come over to the A7 seeing what's going on and some of the talent we can start picking up.
Right. I mean, just from what we're doing right now, like I said, we had a lot of guys who were supposed to play who didn't play. And like I said, it would have probably blew you even more. But I think it's becoming to get a lot of notoriety, and that's definitely a good thing. But like I said, I love it. The league, I like it a lot. So I think it'll keep expanding, keep growing. And like I say, you never know, but start paying people, you'll definitely get more attention.
Oh, for
We
sure.
will.
For sure.
Now, are you guys eventually going to expand into Miami? Because I know Orlando's has been involved, but what about Miami? What about the 305?
They're crazy.
Who, as far as like just the Florida?
No,
side?
just A7 getting involved in Miami.
I mean, I don't have too much information on that. I don't see why not. I don't know what it'll take, but we'll love to play Miami. Involve Miami in any type of way. Well, that'll be nice.
Well, I know I want to see what happens when you're here.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
So you got to let us know when you get here. Come on
for
the
sure.
show. Let's talk.
Y'all got people already texting me, man, not to join these teams. Get me in trouble already.
They
But like I
want
said,
the
it's a lot of stuff going on. I hear all the talks and stuff like that. So to be real with you, I'm not ruling nothing out. We got a few weeks here to still kind of get through whatever, but as long as everything stays intact, it'll be no reason to leave.
Oh, there you go.
Well, if you have not watched the film on this young man, you need to do yourself a service and just replay the championship game and watch this man's talents. Darius Lugo Davis, bro, we appreciate the time. The door is always open. Thank you, bro.
I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you.
And
Man,
thank-
thanks for
and-
being on, brother. Appreciate
And thank you for kicking off Florida. Appreciate your week on the other side of the ball also.
Hey, I'll talk to you guys soon, man.
All right, Lugo, take care.
it. All right, brother.
All
You
right.
too. Thank you.
So, as we wait for our next guest to roll himself, and if he wants to come to the table, he can. I'm not going to tell him no. So
You know what? He too big to be telling no.
you're not wrong.
You want to tell him no? Go for it.
I'm not gonna
I'll
tell-
turn my head.
I told you I do not want to get sacked by him. I'm trying to
Definitely
tell
don't
you.
want to get
I
hit
mean, you
by
got to
him.
come play football to get sacked. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I
You be
am
in
better.
that booth hiding.
I am better being in the booth calling it and watching you guys do what y'all do. I played baseball,
Okay,
not football.
I'm willing to bet you could run faster scared than he can mad. Okay, maybe
I'm
not.
gonna keep it real.
Okay,
He
maybe
might
not.
got you on that.
Maybe
one.
not. Maybe not.
Scared
Again?
man gonna get away. I'm just saying.
Or you just be like Ric Flair, do a Ric Flair chop and then run.
Eye
Or-
poke
That's
and
it.
run.
And run.
Yep.
Anyhow, real quickly as he is getting settled in. So back to the this question about the Kryptonite and how Coach Wallace has taken over the Kryptonite and how basically most of the players will be coming from his Kings team. How do you think that would fit into the Kryptonite for this upcoming season?
I mean, I think that you have anytime you have a team together and you know, I'm talking from playing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, when you have that camaraderie, can't say that real quick. Tongues all
Camaraderie?
tied to these. Thank you. It says something. And Jaleel and I could talk about that because, you know, we played flag together and our first season was probably haphazard at best. And when we learned to play the game together, we became much better. And it wasn't like we went out and found new players. It was the same players. So when you look at a team and you bring a team from one style to another,
Yeah, this is the question.
all it is a matter of them adjusting to
Yeah. So
the
how
play.
So talk about the adjustment going from a padded wall to now you're being on a field.
Well, you don't have to worry about getting hit into the padded wall. I mean, seriously, the only thing you got to worry about is being pushed out of bounds. And the fact of the matter is you don't have people diving for your legs like you do in some of the other,
Football leagues.
some of the other leagues. So, I mean, you know, nobody wants to get kneed in the head. So you don't have people diving, obviously, at legs in our league. Plus, it's illegal.
Yeah.
So I would say that, you know, the change is just a matter of the style of play and getting used to the fact of wrap tackling instead of just dropping a shoulder.
We talking about Chris, right?
Chris Wallace?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I love Chris to death. I played for the Kings, but you see how it worked out for him with trading him.
Well, that was also coming in mid-season. He's talking about
Yeah,
bringing
but he
in.
had dudes that been playing.
Yeah, but he's got guys
All them
playing
guys
on his
played
team.
for him on the Kings too.
Well, we'll see how it goes. I can't totally answer that. I don't have a crystal ball to look into it and say, but I would think that the transfer should be smooth.
Look, this A7 game is not for everybody.
I agree.
It's different from arena style football. It's different from flag. It's different from 11-man tackle.
Mhm.
Like, it's not the same, bro.
No, the speed's different.
Like,
the angles are different.
You
the
can't
field
use
is
your
different.
arena playbook in this league. It's
No.
not going to work.
No.
We don't have the rules that you have to abide by with linebacker can't blitz and stuff like that. Like, it's still a new game to Chris. So I
But
think it's going to take him at least 2 seasons.
Well, I still think what I'm saying though is, and what he's asking about is the players, and I think that the players will
Them too.
have a smoother transition than the coach will.
Man, them players is ass.
And there you go.
Like, call a spade. They are ass.
And that's why he's a special guest panelist today on this show.
Man, look,
Eddie.
what happened when they played somebody worth a damn?
Hey,
What happened? Come on, Chris. You in the booth. You watched it. I didn't even play that much. Like, I don't even think I played a down. And that playoff game against them was sick.
Oh yeah.
They're ass. We let a bunch of bums beat y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I said it, bums. You got Pac playing DB, getting his ass ran over. Trash. Like, come on, bro. Should have stayed your ass at receiver.
Oh boy, here we go.
And Mark don't know. Look, Mark let anybody coach now, I guess.
Oh boy.
Trash can.
Oh boy. On that note, our next
So,
guest is
Jaleel, how are you, man?
Good, man.
He
I've
really
been
needs some
waiting on this.
introduction. You normally have heard him over the loudspeaker being the PA announcer during the Fall Brawl. He was the PA announcer at the championship game in Bullhead City, but
Sir.
the man can play some ball himself. He played for 4 years at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and he's a very, very big boy. Jaleel Briley is in the building. Big man, welcome.
What's up? What's up? I appreciate you guys having me on.
What's
In a
up,
minute.
brother?
In a minute.
So, just tell us about the process of you playing big-time Division I college football. Just talk about that experience real quick.
So you know what? A lot of people don't know this, but I was a walk-on at UNLV. I played at Bonanza High School my sophomore year and got hurt. I broke my leg my sophomore year. They put me at guard at 185 pounds. I met a linebacker that was 250. So you know the rest of that
Sound
story.
like UNLV.
Yeah, no, that was Bonanza. That wasn't even UNLV.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
Same
no, you
thing.
good.
Well, before Coach Odom got there.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that process of healing back, actually getting the sack record my senior year at Bonanza in
That's
the
what's up.
season. So I got 18 in the season. Didn't get recruited out of the school because we still didn't have a great year. And then I didn't get recruited in that whole process. I got academic scholarship to go to UNLV. So that 2015 year, I was just a student studying. I actually joined up with Derek and Chris and on the flag leagues. That's where I met you.
Mhm.
I met a lot of the guys out there that play for the Insomniacs, a lot of guys that's in the league right now. And then I ran into Coach Mack and ran into Lil Mack as well. They were doing the semi-pro thing. They told me not to sign anything because they were going to try to get me on a football field.
Talking about Kenneth.
Yeah, McKinnon. Yeah. That's those Max. Big
Uh,
Max. Yeah.
Call him McKinnon.
So
Big Mac play with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure did. And then so just that process of training with them, and then UNLV has a tryout. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and give it a shot because I don't want to go anywhere else. I want to stay where my mom is at. My father, when he was alive at the time, he was going through some health issues. So I was like, if I'm gonna play football, it's gonna be out here. And so 80 people went to that tryout in 2016 in that spring. Out of that 80, only like 4 of us made it
That's
throughout that
dope.
spring ball. And
Now,
so
is this still under Coach Sanchez?
this is under Coach Sanchez,
Okay.
absolutely.
That was a Gorman
Dirty.
coach, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Good
And now
old Dirty.
he's now the new head coach over at New Mexico State.
That's
Yeah,
what's up.
the
Yeah.
Aggies.
Uh-huh. So he's doing his thing over there. Actually bringing a lot of those coaches over there too. So it's cool to see that. But it was my first 2 years at UNLV. It was a shocker. Like going from a real small high school to a Division I program. I was like, whoa, this is cool. The speed was different. The size is different too. But I got accumulated pretty quick. I was 200 pounds my freshman year. My sophomore year, I was 255.
Damn.
And then my senior year, I was 285. And so
The weight program.
the weight program worked. It was great.
They had you eating peanut butter jelly sandwiches. And
No,
stuff?
you know what? They put protein powder in the pancake mix.
Hey.
Well,
It was, and they put peanut butter on top of that. So
okay.
it was a great time.
Twofer.
Man.
But you know what? Just being a part of that program was cool. Just learning the way how to play Division I ball. Played up against some really good talent too. Like I didn't realize this until I started looking back. Like I played against Josh Allen. I didn't even realize that.
At Wyoming,
At
yes, you
Wyoming.
did. Yeah.
We beat him too. I was like, hey, pretty cool. And then
Did you get any sacks?
no, I didn't play that game.
Oh, okay.
I didn't play. I was
You was a
looking.
part of it,
I was
though.
a part of it. I was looking at it like, dang, look at those guys going crazy.
Man.
It was cool.
Now, your era was the last at Sam Boyd. Obviously, you did not get to play inside the Death Star.
No, I didn't.
What are your memories of playing inside Sam Boyd?
Man, just you know what? Say what you want about say what you want about Sam Boyd. It was ours though.
I
I loved it. And you go out there, the fans are going crazy.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was a lot closer too. Like I know if you go to Allegiant, you feel that far away feeling.
Yeah.
Sam
Right.
Boyd,
Yeah.
you right there.
On the field.
You were
Yeah.
on the field. And my senior night game was the farewell.
Man.
And
Wow.
and we won that game, and just standing in the middle of the field when we won, it's just like, man, this Sam Boyd feeling is like no other. It's truly like a Vegas feeling because living in this town for all your life, even though this is a major big city, it's a small town. You
It
run
is.
into people you went to elementary school with every day.
Every
almost.
day.
So it felt like that at Sam Boyd, and so it was real cool.
Man, I don't even want to talk about that.
Hey, we can't get Sam Boyd for the league.
Don't
Bruh,
think?
all right,
Don't
listen, hold
don't
on.
think?
Hold on.
Don't think they haven't tried.
Hear me. I just flew home the other day, right?
No,
I had an early flight.
You're not
and
wrong.
I flew over it. They
You're-
got the football line still.
You're not wrong. I'm just saying it would be the ideal place for it to be the home base for a Central Nevada, but
That'd be
that's a
super
whole
cool.
different story with a whole
Yeah,
different
there's
thing.
something going on
I
with
think-
Sam Boyd. I think they're,
Yeah.
they're
Metro owns
actually
it.
yeah, but I think they're actually going to demolish it.
I hope not.
I hope
That's
that
a
is.
staple in Nevada, bro.
I know they're still using it for the monster trucks.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Or
they
did
are.
move that?
They are.
I think I thought they moved that.
I
No.
don't know.
No, it's still
They're not
it's
gonna
the
ha-
easiest place for them to.
They're
put
not going to have monster trucks inside the Death Star. I can tell you that
No.
right now. Mark is not going to go for that.
And look, they get that man a bag.
I love the
Yeah.
fact that you call it the Death Star. My daughter calls it the Roomba. I'll go with Roomba because that damn thing looks like a giant Roomba.
Well, I mean, people dress up like Darth Vader at that stem, so there you go.
Well, that's
But,
a whole other story.
So talk about the. So you guys did get now? Did you guys win the Fremont Cannon the years
Oh,
you
yeah.
played?
What
So
you
what was that
talking
like?
about?
What was that like painting?
Painted it
What was that like
red.
painting from blue back to rebel
What?
red?
So out of Sanchez's whole, term at UNLV, he won 3 out of 5
Against Nevada.
Against Nevada. So I've been on the wrong side of that when they came and they beat us close, but it was never a blowout that we're seeing now. Like UNLV is smacking Reno. Like, it's bad. But I remember the first year when Arroyo was in the Death Star. UNR came in and just put a beating on them. It was all bad.
Waylaid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I think a UNR receiver had like 200 yards in the first half. Like it was something crazy. It wasn't like that when we played. Like UNR they could win 10 games. We'd win 2, but we knew that game was going to be close because it just meant more.
Well, I remember the walk off in Reno to
Oh, yeah. I was-
to win the cannon.
Absolutely, I was in that game. It was amazing too, and especially because they wanted to fight us at the end of the game.
Yeah, there was a fight.
There was a
there
major
was
fight.
fight in the stands
Yeah,
after that
no.
game.
Yeah, it didn't go well for them either. So it was fun though. That
so
rivalry.
they got their butts whipped on the field, then got
And
their
off the
butts
field.
whipped off the field.
Absolutely.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a fun time though. Just that whole experience too. But it was crazy that rivalry. That was the first time it got in my eyes. That it turned into a fist fight at the end of the game. But before that, it was all love. But now we're like, okay, we see what you guys came with. But playing the game was super fun. The physicality was, it was. I'm a Steelers fan by nature.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry, but can nobody hate on the Steelers Ravens rivalry
No, not at all.
at all?
Not
Because
at all.
that's going to it's AFC North
Yeah.
going head to head every time. They don't care what your record look like. You still
No,
going to have
it's
to
gonna
play
be a
this
good game.
yeah,
You know
every
what?
time.
You know what that game is like?
Hmm.
Think about the Cowboys,
The
and
Eagles.
Redskins,
Or Cowboys.
or excuse me,
Giants.
Commanders.
Commanders.
The old version of the Redskins and
Yeah.
Cowboys. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I mean that was back in the day.
My bad.
That was back in the day. So now Ravens and
Steelers.
Steelers are just
The original Browns.
Yeah.
Dude, they just go at it.
Oh,
The
yeah.
midnight move.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
Just like the Baltimore Colts
Yep.
going to Indy.
Yep.
So for you being an alumni and seeing where the program is now and what Barry Odom did his first year there,
Oh yeah.
as an alum, how proud of you? Because I mean, there were some lean times
Yeah.
that you played, and now seeing where the program is trending now, because I know a lot of the facilities started to get built when Coach Sanchez was there,
Absolutely.
and it's obviously turned into a high outstanding workout
Man.
regimen. But just you being an alum and just seeing where the program is now, how proud are you?
I'm super proud. When they were building everything, it was my senior year. They got done with the Fertitta Complex building, what they're in right now, the weight room. So I got a piece of that. The dining room wasn't open upstairs yet, but I just saw it. I'm like, that's going to be nice to eat in. But so literally, I was the first one there and the last one to leave because I was like, I got to soak this in, you know. But they have the equipment, they have the facilities, they have the coach. Like, because I'm, you know, my mother being from Arkansas, Razorback fan, naturally.
My grandma's
So-
from Arkansas.
And then Barry Odom coming, I was like, ooh, they bringing some
Pig Suey.
Okay, I like this. And
Well,
so,
I just think it's funny that you asked him how proud are you, and I mean the man's in a Rebels sweatshirt.
oh man,
I'm
what?
still gonna ask him the question.
Come on now,
I know
I'm
he's,
super
I know he's
proud of him.
representing, but I'm
I'm
still
super
gonna
proud
ask.
of him. And you know, just that whole feeling, you know, because I feel like when UNLV plays good, the whole city just has a great year.
Well, I
I
remember,
don't know what it is.
I know this is before
Yeah.
your time,
Okay,
but I remember when the Rebels won the NCAA championship
Ooh.
for basketball
okay.
in 1990, and I remember this town going absolutely
Bonkers.
crazy.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things I'll never forget. So I couldn't even imagine UNLV being ranked
Mm.
in the top 20 in football.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think they were ranked at some point this past season.
In the top 25.
It's 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking about to be up in the top 20 and to be good enough to be playing against some of these other teams.
Yeah.
That is going to be something to see because people are going ape shit right now
Mm-hmm.
over
A
you know
10-win
us having
season.
a 10-win season.
Mhm.
But
And conference championship.
well, I mean, look
Yeah,
at the
absolutely.
look at the buzz that's going on right now for the Rebels for the basketball team and
Coming
what
off
they
a
were
big win last night.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, this isn't something that we got to take lightly because we're talking about having pro teams here, like we do with the Knights and the Raiders and soon baseball and soon basketball too. Those will all be things that will supposedly make UNLV take a back seat, and I don't think so.
No.
Not at
I
all.
think people are proud about what the Rebels are able to do.
Because it's home cooking.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
Because-
everybody likes home cooking.
But how
way
many
more than
times?
other stuff.
How many times have we heard the problem with the UNLV coaches, especially for football?
Uh-huh.
They never try to get homegrown talent.
Never did.
You know what? I'll say this though. Under Coach Sanchez's time, there was a lot of guys.
Yes.
in Vegas.
True.
A lot
He
of
changed
guys.
that.
He changed that,
did
yeah.
You got
change
to
that.
think about it like this. He was coaching around against a lot of the
Yeah.
Vegas
Yeah,
talent
he
too,
was.
though. So
He
he's
was.
seen
So he knew
different
him.
things.
Mhm.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But I mean, how many talented football players left Vegas and went to play elsewhere?
A lot.
And
Torrin Harris,
Steven Jackson.
Yep.
Steven Jackson,
DJ Pumphrys.
DJ,
Yeah.
DJ. What? The dude was ridiculous.
what's his name? DeMarco Murray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
we
we
had,
just said, you just said
who else did we have? D'Angelo Jones is the only one I know that broke records out here that did go to UNLV.
I mean, Ramondre Stevenson. He plays for the
well,
Patriots.
I'll
Yeah.
go old school.
You're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
I'll go old school. Hartwell.
Egerton.
hmm
Yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, we could talk about a lot of different players that were homegrown and went to play college elsewhere.
But we could talk about what's his name too. He's in the draft right now. Rome. He
Oh,
plays-
yeah.
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 He's about to be a first round pick.
Yep. So I mean, there's a lot of players that we start to look at, and we got to keep in mind
Mhm.
of what's going
Bless you.
on. Bless you. And we
Bless
can look at this in the light of I like the fact that now they're starting to recruit
Yeah.
from Vegas.
Yeah.
And realistically, Vegas should be the first stop. I mean, you have some really good players coming out.
Well, no, Odom has kept the momentum of keeping homegrown talent here in the city and playing at UNLV. So I mean,
Yeah.
the program can only continue to trend up after coming off a 10-win season,
Mm-hmm.
co-conference championships. I mean, the sky is only the limit for this program. So real quickly, talk about the police versus fire football game.
Oh yeah. So for those that don't know, I am a Metropolitan Police officer. I've been on the
Definitely
department.
did
Yeah,
not
it's okay. It's okay. You can-
It's like, I need to go.
Let's scoot back over here.
Man.
No.
Can we talk?
Right. We
Yeah,
switched
yeah.
spots.
So I got done with all my field training in November. I've been on the streets since August, learning that training. But now I'm just under the probationary period, just learning I learned the ropes, but now I'm trying to get comfortable and seasoned with it. But the police versus fire football game. It's a full contact, 11-on-11, and they
Pads and helmets?
pads and helmets, and your boys on the field. So
Oh boy.
That's what's
You
up.
playing DN?
you know it.
Oh man, when is this
Listen.
game?
Yeah, when
so,
is it?
So it's May 11th. So it's Saturday
May
at 7
11th?
p.m. Yeah.
I need to
Where
see
at?
if my cousin D'Angelo's gonna play.
Where at?
It's going to be, I believe, at Bishop Gorman.
Bishop Gore?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm
I
so
gotta
going
get
to
him
that
play.
game.
Oh, yeah. You guys need to
Going
come
to
check
that
it
game,
out.
man.
You don't remember D'Angelo Butler from Cheyenne High School?
I do remember D'Angelo.
Yeah, he's a cop too.
He is?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up. Like, he got to connect with me.
Will this game
Man.
be televised?
You know what? I don't know about the ins and outs of it being televised, but I do know the admission is free.
Oh, okay.
That's what's up.
So,
Can
Oh,
I
I'm
ask
coming
you
to see
another
that.
question?
what's up?
So you say you're a cop now, right?
Yes, sir.
Do they start you guys off in the jails, or is that an option?
No, so that's completely different. So, they have the corrections,
Right.
and then they have police.
Not prisons. I mean,
like county and
county
city
and stuff, yeah.
So you learn how to deal with the processes of the county and city.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't put us in there and you show you stuff.
Part of
It
your
just-
training, right?
Yeah, it's part of the training.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Absolutely.
But so now I'll flip it,
What's up?
take this a whole different direction.
Okay.
What's your thoughts on A7?
I love it. I love A7s, man. Like that's when my brother told me he was going to do this thing, I was like, Derek, I love watching the videos of these guys playing.
Right.
Like I was like, man, if you can set it up, man, I'm there for you. And so, but I can help in the capacity that I can. I wish I can do more, but I've been, I'm the defensive coordinator at Bonanza High School, so
Yep.
I got to make sure my boys are taken care of over there.
what's up.
And then me with my personal life, making sure my career is set. Got to make sure that's cool. So I'm like, you know what? My spare time, D, I'm there for you. That's why I started announcing. He helped me out with getting down to Tampa, playing in the flag tourneys while he was doing the promotional stuff for A7s. And then even going to, what's it called, for the championship game. Just announcing that championship.
Bullhead.
Yeah, going to Bullhead. Yeah, that was awesome. And then being sitting
shout
firsthand
out to
watching
Derek, because man, he had y'all living life out there.
Man, what?
Houses. I can't remember who was driving people, but he was out there with his toes out. I'm like, bruh.
The one thing
I don't
the
know
one thing
what you
can say
guys are
about
talking about houses. I was over at the
Well, the
Aquarius.
yeah, we're over at the Aquarius
yeah,
drinking
listen.
and having fun.
They had people in houses on the river, bro. I was like, man, I might not go home. My
And
girl
then,
might kill me.
And then Mr. Ojeda giving me a new nickname, but we're
Yes.
not gonna go there.
Charlie, Mr. Batch.
It's the one thing about Derek, man. When he puts his heart and soul into something, man, you can feel it,
Yeah.
and
Facts.
you can really know that this is what he wants to do. He's going to take care of everybody around it too.
So speaking of you being a coach at Bonanza, how do you feel about one of the players that you coach, Brian Benitez?
Big Brian.
Big Brian being involved in playing in this league.
Hey, you know what? Oh, what?
Damn you, Quan.
Hey, you do kind of look like Charlie.
Stop it!
I'm sorry. You know what,
Thank
Brian?
Mr. Ojeda for that.
Brian, I'm gonna be honest with you, because I coached you up. I know exactly like how far you can go and where you've come from. When I first met Brian, I was like, oh God, look at this boy.
Got to bring him along
I
slowly.
gotta bring him along.
Slowly.
It's time to get this boy right. But you know
Can't
what?
get right.
What? Hey, yep. That's what me and all his coaches was talking about. Look, he can't get right coming over here. We got to get him in shape. But you know what? He came and he latched onto the process. He went far with it. He was our starting offensive lineman for a while. He touched the defensive side of the ball a couple times, but he helped us out at our O-line, and he's a powerful guy. He put his hands on you, you got a problem with. You got a problem. But I appreciate that guy.
Who does he play for now?
OTT.
Yeah.
He's playing for OTT in the spring.
Yeah.
He did a jersey reveal a couple of shows ago.
He sure did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Young kid, just
Mm-hmm.
something else, man.
But there's a couple guys that I coached in A7s. A couple of them, like Armando.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mr. Morales.
No hands? Listen.
Hands like feet. Oh, yeah.
Couldn't catch a STD. Never mind.
Coach Mondo. There's a couple kids on that same Alliance team
So
that Mondo was playing with too.
should I tell him he could get hands at pick and save?
Stop it.
Probably couldn't do it there either. Brick hands.
Shamarion Belgrade.
Yep.
He's These boys were ballers for us. So I was excited to hear their names when they were in A7s.
I mean, I think that, you know, when we start talking about A7, it always makes me think about stuff that your brother and I never had a chance at,
Which is
which was playing this type of football.
Absolutely.
I mean, when we played flag, and I tried to explain, it was different even when you and I played.
Yeah.
So I didn't care about the physicality playing with no pads, no helmet.
Yeah.
And the 8-on-8 was always fun.
Hey, Chris,
damn, I
can you
wish I was
stop
about
saying
20
when
years
we
younger.
played like he's old?
Dude, I was
He's
old
not
when I
old,
played
man.
with this
I'm
young
not-
man.
Here we go.
He
Here
tried
we
to
go.
put you in
He
an
tried to put
age
me in
bracket.
Here we
I'm-
go.
I'm 26 years old.
Exactly.
Come on.
He the
He
youngest
was a
at the
young
table.
man.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, to be 26 again.
Oh, dude, I would love to. I'd be playing
got
A7.
I know you
bro.
would.
I'd be playing A7
And
until
then
I was in my
I'd-
And then
30s.
I'd be in the booth
category.
by myself calling all these games.
Well, until
No, back
Scott
it
and I
up
got
there.
hurt
Yeah.
again, and we'd be up there with you.
Like I gotta pump my knee when I wake up, or something like that. I'm good.
Dude,
So
I'll tell you
you-
what, I
so-
got pain in my feet when I wake up every morning. But
So
that's a whole
you,
other
so
story.
you being a DC,
Yes, sir.
just talk about the joys of just coaching these young men and trying to make them be better men as also in addition to being better football players.
Oh man, just the opportunity to teach them the game of football in general. There's not too many coaches out there, that are teaching the game of football. Like they'll tell you line up and do this, but when a kid asks
the
why,
nuances.
you're like, because I said so. I'm like, no, not because I said so. Teach the game, you
Right.
know? Like if I tell you to line up, off of 2 and play curl to flat, like, can you do
Man, look,
it?
I went to Mojave. I didn't know about that till I got to semi-pro.
Yeah, I heard.
Really?
Man,
See, that's.
So
But we've talked about that too, because I've said the same thing. When I watch these wide receivers run,
Oh, yeah.
and that was my thing.
Mhm.
So when I watch these wide receivers run routes, I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Hey,
well,
absolutely.
that's what the coach taught me to do.
Yeah,
I'm like,
like,
no, there's no way a coach taught you to do that.
Not at all. So I feel like, the head coach over at Bonanza, Coach Jones, Keith Jones, he brought me in, and another coach that he was basically the guy I appreciate so much, Stan Davis. They came from Canyon Springs, and their whole thing was, and I hopped on it immediately, was preparing these kids for college. That's what high school is.
Yeah.
If you're not preparing a high school athlete for the next level, what are you doing?
You're not doing.
You're
You're
not
doing them an injustice.
You're doing them an injustice because now, if they have the opportunity to go play college ball, they're going to suffer over there if you don't know what's going on. You can't be a true freshman if you don't know how to line up and do those things the correct way.
Yeah.
So,
And if you don't understand the game,
absolutely,
you understand your position, but you don't understand the game. There's a
Yeah.
problem.
yeah,
So, and the thing about it is, when your brother and I were coaching you guys, we'd always make sure, one of the things that I always told anybody playing receiver, and you heard me say it.
Yeah.
What's the other 2 wide receivers running?
mm-hmm.
Because you had to know what was going on.
Absolutely,
And I wanted everybody to know the nuances of playing football and why you were running the routes you were running.
absolutely.
And not that way you understood, okay, I can't just freelance,
Mm-mm.
because you can create more problems than what should be on the field. But nonetheless, I mean, look, being a coach, being in this game, playing this game,
Mhm.
having fun with A7 now,
Mhm.
to me, this would be a dream. This is a dream come true, because this
Absolutely.
is just fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so I appreciate you. I remember you asking me about coaching.
Yeah.
Defense, no.
Hey,
I don't know
I know.
what I should know for defense, and I don't want to gyp the kids.
Yeah.
Wide receivers, total different story.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, but,
Total different story.
just having the opportunity to coach the kids, man, it's a dream come true.
For sure.
Especially at my alma mater at Bonanza. It's they still don't have a state championship football banner in the gym. That's my goal. I want to change that because I
Yeah.
didn't have the opportunity to do it.
Sorry, that was my squad too in '89.
Hey,
Y'all were going for it, and we beat y'all. But
hey, it's okay. Look, I wasn't born.
nope, you weren't.
Well, I saw my alma mater get waxed by Elk Grove at UOP in Stockton, California, so I can understand.
Yeah.
And I watched, and two of those players went to go play in the NFL, and one actually won a Super Bowl, so I can understand.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but he's very animate. Nick wants you to talk about his macaroni and cheese.
Oh, so no,
He's been
I
adamant
called
about
Nick.
this while you've been on this panel. He wants you to talk about his mac and. We're gonna talk about the mac and cheese, Nick. Okay,
Yeah, so
all right.
Nick. So let me give the story out to provide a little background. So obviously, I'm still about 270 pounds, so I like to eat. Let's just get that out the way. I love to eat.
Linemen like to eat.
Yeah. So, but you run into people
always
that
gotta
don't
eat.
want to cook for you. So I had to learn how to cook as well. So I got some recipes from my aunties and everything. I love barbecuing. I love frying fish. I love.
Ooh, fish.
I'm about to invest in a smoker here soon, so I'm gonna start doing all that stuff. But
Yeah, you want some of his fish fry. His fish fry is good.
oh yeah. So my family being from Arkansas, I found out through my mother that my great grandmother owned a fish restaurant.
Oh boy.
And so
Nice.
But nobody told me that. I just started frying fish out of nowhere. But with that, a good wholesome macaroni and cheese, and that can lay the best people out on the couch if you do it right.
Oh, it's crack.
Oh yeah. So my brother,
It is?
my brother holds
Homemade
a
mac and cheese is crack.
my brother holds a thing for Juneteenth
Yes.
every
Yep.
year.
Yes.
And, just celebrating that. And
And he
this
kicked all our
past
asses
year,
in dominoes too.
Joe did. I saw it. That was bad. You get your game up. But anyway.
Wow.
But we had a macaroni and cheese competition.
Yep.
This past. Hey, Nick, that man know how to make a macaroni and cheese. Now, I won the competition, but I will say that if it wasn't for like a few people in the room, he would have had that, and it was delicious.
Well, I know I was back and forth between yours and his.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, macaroni and cheese is crack.
It's because mine was like more of the traditional one, like this tastes like an auntie with big arms and a big back made this.
Aunt Bunny,
my God.
Goonie Google.
and his was like, oh, this is a welly prepared. Some chef put some good seasoning in it. That was the difference. That's how I tasted it. But it was really good though. I think I put on like 5 pounds that day too.
Hey, CJ said, do your Bernie Mac impression.
Oh my gosh.
Sing it, kids.
I got to do the Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
All right.
That's up to you. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not going to force the issue.
You're not
But
gonna force
apparently,
the issue.
apparently, the fans want to see it. So
Okay. Let's see. So usually when I do the Bernie Mac impression, it's always, because when Mac turn up, he get mad. Mac get real mad. He be like, what you doing? Didn't I tell your son bitch ass you need to go over there and sit down? I told you 3 times. Sit down. Or your ass gonna be well. I'm gonna beat your head to the white meat show. I'm tired of you.
Man, I gotta go watch the Bernie Mac show.
Man, I watch that show every night. Man, RIP to the Mac man.
Jordan?
baby girl.
Nessa. What I tell you, Nessa?
So since we're up against it, we're going to have our guest Jalil lead up with his final thoughts. Go ahead, sir. Floor is yours.
Okay. Well, this is an A7FL podcast. I am a free agent. I'm putting everybody on notice right now. I am a free agent.
Uh-oh.
I will not be playing this year. But next year, hit my line. I'll see what's up. Okay.
Breaking news.
Man,
Breaking news on the other side of the ball.
I'm hearing a bunch of people going, what?
I'm a defensive end. I'm a 3 technique at heart. I can shut down any run, and if you decide to throw the ball, it's a problem. I'm a big boy, but I can still move if I need to.
He said all quarterbacks must go down and must go down hard.
Let me know. Hey, AJ McQuaid, that dude is a monster.
Beast.
Facts.
But I bet you
Beast.
I step on that field and show you what's up. That's all I got to
Hold on. That's my teammate.
Hey, I love AJ. That's my dog too.
You
No.
can't do that right
Can I-
now.
you know what?
Hold on. Let me paint a picture.
Boy.
Let me
Yeah,
paint
yeah.
a picture. Let me paint a picture.
He the GOAT.
That would be
Hey,
just
AJ.
a really, really crazy picture. Jaleel on one side, AJ on the other side.
Stop it.
Okay?
Stop it.
And Chris as a rotation.
Stop it.
Hey, Chris McWilliams, that's my
Yeah.
dog. That's
Can you
my dog.
imagine just those 3? Forget everybody else. Just those 3
Mhm.
as a rotation is like,
That's unfair.
wait, what?
That's unfair.
Hey.
That's unfair. Now, if you want to use the term super team, then you can do that. But that's unfair. But
Like I said, we'll see.
Oh,
you know,
boy.
by the grace of God, we'll see.
Mr. Packer,
Say it again. I'm
final
sorry. I
thoughts,
was
sir.
arguing in our group chat.
When are you not arguing?
God.
Nothing, man. I love the show today. It was funny.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you for
I
coming on.
appreciate being here. This is my guy, and y'all my guys.
Yes, sir.
I like him too. He doesn't really talk too much, but he's cool.
Look,
You ought to see him on Saturdays
Listen,
when it's me and Chris.
I just can't wait till he lines me up next to who was here last week getting on y'all nerves.
He wants that political talk.
Yeah. That's what
You were
I
killing
was
me in the
gonna say.
comments last week.
He's like, I'll be your bodyguard.
Oh no, that's
Yeah,
not. That
I
was
heard
one thing. That and let me get on your haters.
Right.
And Miss what was her name? The girl from PPP.
Oh,
The people that just want to argue.
He was just all over her on that one, man. I'm just like, wow, okay,
Man, y'all not even running for nothing. Stop hating.
right?
It's funny. I went on their YouTube right after the show, and they were actually watching your show on their channel, reacting to it,
oh wow,
to his interview.
wow.
Hey, everybody has a different side of
hey,
politics.
if that,
so it's,
hey,
you know,
if that gives us some rings, God bless them.
Right.
All I can say.
We know what opinions are like.
Right? Everyone's
So-
got one.
Tell me about it.
Chris,
Yes.
your final thoughts. sir.
Oh damn. Okay. I wasn't expecting that.
At least you didn't go first.
Yeah, it's always a good thing. Usually I start to think about it when I see the time. I didn't even see the time. This show has flown by pretty
Yeah, it
quick.
has.
Oh wow.
Final thoughts, man. Look, we're what, 3 weeks roughly. This Sunday would be 2 weeks
19 days?
that we're out.
No, 15 days.
15 days.
Wow, that's quick.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it because with the movement that we've seen, I want to see rosters. I ain't gonna lie. Once rosters come out and we can start seeing where everybody's moving, what we are suspecting from other teams, what we're suspecting from Nevada, and also I want to start. I'm really paying attention to back east. I want to see these teams play each other because there was a lot of banter going back and forth when Vegas won the championship, and they were talking. CP3 talked about them stepping their game up. He talked about Vegas having a letdown, the Insomniacs kind of having a letdown because of them winning the championship, and I don't see that happening. I actually see the Insomniacs kind of pulling themselves back together and really stacking the deck. I want to see what they've got. These first games, man, I think there's going to be some surprises in these first games. And I'm not talking about win and loss. I'm talking about players and where players are at. So my final thoughts are pretty simple. I can't wait to get the season started. Get your popcorn ready.
Well, on that note, I'll just, in a sense, echo Chris's thoughts. This is the fun part of the job. As I say, I call this the fun job because we all have 9-to-5s, and we all feel a certain kind of way over 9-to-5s. But when you get to come do the fun job, the job that you inspire to do, and the job that you want to do, because, like I said, it's the fun job. It really just brings out the best in everybody. And I'm looking forward to being back in the booth with Chris and Scott and just seeing what will unfold as this upcoming 10th anniversary season happens. Now, if you want to play in this 10th anniversary season, all you have to do is go to acefl.com/players, and it will give you all the information that you want on how to play and get involved in this game that is the American Sevens Football League, which, again, is celebrating its 10th anniversary season on the 24th of March. Now, we don't know where we're going to be at, but, when we do, you'll be the first to know. But anyhow, if you want to get yourself a commemorative 10th anniversary t-shirt and get your season tickets, go to asnfl.com. It will give you all the information on that as well. And also, the Indianapolis Octane making their first season in the ASNFL as an expansion team, so we will see how that goes. And of
Call
course,
themselves the Octane.
the Octane. Well, I mean, Indianapolis, Indy 500 makes a lot of sense.
Guess it's better than Sin City. Anyway.
Here you go. And chili and cinnamon in their chili. But that's a whole nother story for a whole
Gonna
other
leave it
day.
alone.
Anyhow, special thanks to Darius Logo Davis for joining us live from the Sunshine State. And a special thanks to Miss Catherine Duncan again.
Thank you, Mama.
Yes, thank you, moms, indeed. And, of course, this guy right here, the big man,
Shady.
Mr. Briley, for joining us. And now I just know that he cooks good fish and I have to try some.
Sir.
Yeah, I'll get you the recipe for the
Lamb. No, I'm serious about that lamb curry.
I know.
Here we go about
Man.
the lamb curry again.
Lamb curry put me to sleep.
Anyhow, don't forget to check out the 3-1 podcast with Matt Ryan, Rob Fabian, Corey Hammond.
They don't know.
Don't forget about me and Chris on Saturdays talking ish from 5 to 6. Also, here we go again.
Charlie. Look at him. Hey, we appreciate
Hey,
you, Charlie.
and by the way, that was him in Pittsburgh. That wasn't
Yeah.
him in Detroit.
Detroit.
That's in Pittsburgh. I know that black jersey anyway.
Of course, black and yellow, black and yellow.
Hey,
Terrible
hey,
towels.
Amen.
Anyhow, well, don't forget about the All Pro Joffos. And also, later on tonight, there will be a new episode of the Mizzle and Dove Show, starring myself and Mizzle, another open forum show where we're talking about the association and talk about why Canelo is still ducking Benavidez. Stay tuned for that.
Ooh.
Nonetheless, special
Speaking of
thanks.
which, when are we supposed to do the? When did you want me on for that?
That will be the free agent show, and that probably will be sometime next week.
Okay, just let me know.
But unless if something changes, we'll send you the link.
Okay.
Anyhow, special thanks to Quan59 as always for making us look good and nice and shiny, and for some of us, light skin is all heck. But nonetheless, we will see you next week for episode number 76.
And showing his twin.
Oh God, here we go again. That damn picture.
Oh man.
There we go. There it is.
There it is.
Charlie.
There it is.
Anyhow,
That's Uncle Charlie.
Uncle Charlie.
Uncle Charlie.
Hello.
for Chris,
My
for
name
our
is
special
Charlie.
guest panelists, Daniel Packer, for Jill Briley, and Quan59 AA saying thank you for watching. We will see you on the other side of the ball. And if you want to go get a car, let the Insomniacs help you out. And here's how.
Jeep Only is the official sponsor of the A7FL World Champion Insomniacs. At Jeep Only, customer satisfaction is their top priority. Jeep Only is the name, but Jeeps aren't the only thing that they sell. They have all brands available for purchase. You'll experience a seamless buy-in process and enjoy peace of mind knowing that you're getting the best value for your investment. Call 702-788-1748 and ask for Tommy Smith and mention your A7FL World Champion Insomniacs and receive that special discount.